I'm gonna fund your research, Doctor. Push the boundaries of turn our eyes away for even a moment. Become us.
April 13, 1953, a covert operation was launched by the CIA, codenamed MKUltra, a top-secret project aimed at researching mind control and behavior modification. But what happened behind those closed doors would shock the nation and change the course of history forever.
Which said in so many words, volunteers wanted to help find a cure for the common cold.
The CIA had been experimenting on unsuspecting citizens, using countless drugs, hypnosis, and the most terrific methods to glimpse mind control. They even used children for some experiments. Of course, the government and the CIA denied any knowledge of the program, but documents later revealed the truth. The MKUltra project was run for 20 years. 20 years where people were killed, families destroyed, and victims terrorized. This is the story of the MKUltra project, and we will uncover the truth of what really happened. Join us as we delve into the dark and forgotten history of one of America's most controversial and shocking events.
The agency in connection with trying to explain or understand brainwashing.
The Cold War was at its peak. American intelligence agencies, like the CIA, believed that their biggest enemy, the USSR, had successfully made progress on a mind control and the creation of a truth serum. They could not let the USSR gain an advantage, so they instantly got to work. Dr. Sidney Gottlieb, who was known as the Black Sorcerer, was tasked to manipulate the human mind into whatever they wanted and create the much wanted truth serum. He immediately sought out assistance of universities, hospitals, and prisons. All of them were glad to help. After institutions agreed to support him, he created what is known today as Project MKUltra. Experiments started right away, involving various drugs and inhumane treatments. According to journalist Stephen Kinzer, the creator of the experiments, Dr. Gottlieb realized that to control the mind, he first had to wipe it all. After that, he would have to insert a new mind over it. In 1956, MKUltra researcher Dr. Ewan Cameron would mark history as he conducted at McGill University in Canada what could be some of the worst mind control experiments ever. Cameron gathered various uninformed subjects for the experiment and proceeded to subject the patients to sleep deprivation. After this, he would have the patients enter a coma, hoping this would alter their brains somehow. And if this was not enough,
As you probably know, electroshock treatment has been given for depression for something like 40 years now. It's a very successful.
he would perform intense electroconvulsive therapy on the patients, hoping they would finally give in. Dr. Ewan would also use psychic driving, which involved playing taped messages to patients over and over again in an attempt to alter their behavior and reprogram their thoughts. However, the experiment proved unsuccessful, so they could not stop there. Many patients involved in this experiment would not survive or would have to live with permanent brain damage. Gottlieb, the creator of MKUltra, would later admit he targeted and recruited people who could not fight back, and even recruited junkies and drug addicts who were told they would receive drugs if they participated in the experiment. The CIA was heavily invested in the creation of the truth serum. They figured LSD was the perfect drug for it, so they administered LSD to both willing and unwilling participants. They even administered LSD to CIA workers without them knowing, so they could test it in what they called a normal setting. It was revealed that a man had 174 consecutive days with LSD, and also one of the most notable patients was a known former army scientist named Frank Olson. This man was given LSD without his knowledge, and due to the LSD, he committed suicide. These are only some of the patients discovered in the few records revealed to the public. There could have been hundreds, thousands of cases like this, but the CIA director managed to destroy the majority of the documents before they were revealed to the public. Various theories have arisen where different serial killers and assassins managed to kill people in very similar ways on how MKUltra did their experiments. So this leaves us wondering, may the project MKUltra have accidentally created people so mentally disturbed they became assassins? Guess we will never know. Not only the CIA participated in the experiments, but Donald Cameron, the first chairman of the World Psychiatric Association and the president of the American and Canadian Psychiatric Association, drugged patients and experimented on them while in a coma, hoping he could reprogram subjects' minds to correct schizophrenia. The experiment ran for decades, but in 1973, after they did not succeed, the director of the CIA ordered all MKUltra files to be destroyed, as he feared that tens of thousands of classified documents could be seen by the public, and he knew it would cause a public outrage. However, they made a mistake and accidentally left a batch of classified documents in a financial building, which was later discovered. These documents were declassified and later revealed to the public. This is all the information we have on this horrific project. Of course, more terrific things occurred during these 20 years, and even though officially the project wasn't successful, perhaps mind control was discovered in those years, but it's just hidden from the public. The full extent of the horrors of Project MKUltra may never be known, as much of the information was destroyed, but we know something, and that is the full horrors of the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. If you want to see how the US Public Health Service purposely infected and killed hundreds of civilians, go watch this video. See you at the next one.